Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here with a colorful page. Um, I, as you know, I've had some printer problems. I got the ink in and got it in, and I think I've fixed the problem. So my cautionary tale is I used off-brand, let me push this out of the way, off-brand recycled cartridges, and they gummed up the print nozzles on my printer. Different ink, off brand ink. So buy only brand name ink. That's my advice. Because what I got some more, put it in, and it works just fine. So it took about 3 or 4 printhead cleanings, and I had tried that with the other ink, and it still didn't fix the black ink part. Anyway, enough of that. So this is the day 10 scrap lift in Scrap Squad's 12 Days of Summer Scraplifts. And it's got 4 tags. It's got a frame. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to add some washi tape in a couple places, I think. A couple of the tags have photos. One has journaling. One has, there's a procession of butterflies kind of going through the page, which I love. And the title kind of down here. I left a little more room at the top of my tags so that I can run part of my title across it, and you'll see what I mean in a minute. So this was done by Becki Adams for Hip Kit Club. It's a gorgeous page, and sometime I would like to maybe cut my photos into tags and then do one for journaling and then one to hold some embellishments. I really love this page. I'm going to keep this around to lift in a different way. I also went back and forth on whether to do twine at the top, and I think I've got enough going on that I probably am not going to use twine. I'm definitely not going to use twine. Okay, so let me put this aside. I have a bunch of thickers from previous Vicki Boutin collections, and I've chosen papers from, I think that one's from Sweet Rush, I think that one's from Fernwood, Color Study, and maybe also Color Study. And I made my tags. I have photos on all 4 tags. This was for day 10, and the 10th is July 10th, is kind of a special day. It's the anniversary of when John proposed. So it was a day that we celebrate, kind of as if it was an 8th. And let me kind of do that and that. I'm going to stagger my tags around the page. Not going to line them up absolutely straight. I'm going to put that one kind of like so. Maybe down a little bit. And then this one. Kind of like so. And this one. I cut hole reinforcers out of all the papers, and then I put them on different ones. Well, hi, Reese. Reese has come down to visit me. Probably heard my voice as I started the video. Katie went to work about, I don't know, 10 minutes ago. So she's probably lonely up there. Let's see. I'm going to probably do that maybe straight. I don't know why I'm fussing over that one quite so much. I'll do that one over, maybe not. I don't want that one any farther from this edge. Okay, I'm done there. Now, let's do the title part. And the title is going to be What a Colorful Life We Had. And these photos show, this was kind of early on. We used to take vacations when James would stay with his dad, and James would stay with his dad during the summer. So one summer we went down to Ixtapa and Zihuatanejo. Let me do that. And then this was one when James was older and he was in the army. We were going to, I think it was Austria. I think it was our trip to Salzburg. And we drove to our plane left from Atlanta. So silly us. We thought, well, let's drive through Louisville and visit James at Fort Knox, and then we'll go to Atlanta. So that was kind of a long road trip on our way to the airport to go to Austria. So this was from that visit at Fort Knox. This was on our 10th anniversary, out sailing on our leased sailboat. And then this is a picture of us with the grandkids. So we have one with the kid and one with the grandkids. So it was kind of a progression in our colorful life. So I want to do, if I'd thought about this, I wouldn't have had the orange tag right there underneath the orange part of the word colorful. But I think it's going to work. There we go. I think you can still see it fairly well. Now, the other part, I'm going to construct the word life out of I see this word. I pulled the L off the beautiful. So there's T-I-F. If I cut the cross off the T, that can look like an L. And I can find an E somewhere. I'm gonna maybe round that a bit. There, and I'm gonna put it down here. Let me cut that smoothly, and then I'll cut this off. It's sticking in places that I wish it didn't. Okay, so that's fairly smooth. And I'm going to put that really want to do that. And it's stuck to the photo, so that's where it's going to stay. Let's see where the eye is, where the dot is for that eye. I'm going to put it right there. And then there's an E right here, the first part of the word. And I'll smooth that out when I get it cut off. And put that here. I just reorganized all of my Vicki Boutin supplies, and I noted how many of these alpha. Okay, looks like it was meant to say that instead of beautiful, right? And then there's another thing. I'm gonna keep this around as I may want to use that you and me bit. So I'm gonna put the rest of that off to the side. And I thought I might keep this around because I might want to use the plus sign and maybe one or two of the hearts. So I'll just hold that. Now, I told you the collections that those papers came from. Now I need to, I'm trying to figure out what Reese is doing. I need to, oh, that's perfect because it's going to overlap that tag. That's awesome. I'm thrilled with that. All of these fussy cut embellishments, these flowers and the pinwheels are, and these flowers are from Bold and Bright, the new collection. So I think the this colorful is from the thickers that went with Color Kaleidoscope from, oh gosh, I want to say 2019. I think that was when it was. And I'm going to distribute these butterflies about the page. Maybe I'll put that one right there. And I have some smaller, I have a whole tray of Bramble Fox goodies. I think well, before I go much farther, I need to stamp the first part, the what a and we had. And I'm going to use these little tiny stamps. And I know you're going to ask where I got these. And they were in the dollar bin as you walk out of Michael's. And it was probably in 2012. So I don't think they're still there, but you never know. So I'm gonna do W, and I have to pull this out. This is going to take a minute, but it will, I have to do this before I do any other embellishing. I have to make sure the letters are right side up. That would be helpful, right? So anyway, I got this idea of stamping part of my title back when I was in Scrap Academy with, there was someone in Scrap Academy, the leader of Scrap Academy, and I haven't seen her on Facebook in a while. But anyway, she stamped a lot of things, and she's absolutely an amazing scrapper. So I need to find an A. I need to stop doing that because I'll get ink on my photo. What A? Colorful Life, and then I need the W that is already out. W, and then E. H. I have an H out here somewhere. There. And And I'm okay that that's not stamped perfectly. I'm surprised it's the first one that's been. Oh no, 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 no. I. Tell you what I'm going to do is I will put an embellishment there. Let's find one. And I'll put the had right underneath it. So let's go back and do this. And find an A instead of a upside down W. A and then D. I'm embarrassed, but I'm sure it doesn't surprise you since I kind of get carried away sometimes. Okay, I'm going to kind of stuff those over, and let's see what embellishment we're going to put right there. I have several. I could do this flare. That kind of isn't, that's not, I don't like that. But I do like this pinwheel. I'm going to cut it. And put it there, and then I have this other small one that I can put beside it. There. Okay. So fix that. And I'm going to distribute these butterflies out and about. Maybe that one there, or this one can actually be, I need them to be in a triangle-ish. So I want this one here, kind of up onto there. And then this blue one's going to need to go here. I'll do that. I'll put it somewhere-ish, somewhere-ish there. And heading that direction, which means I'm probably going to want this one a little different direction, maybe kind of going like that. Okay, and I have a little turtle that kind of represents me, and somewhere I should have a penguin that represents John, and I'm not, okay, there's my penguin. I knew I had fussy cut this little guy. So let me put the turtle here, and I'm going to put the penguin maybe peeking out from behind the butterfly, and then I'll put this or a similar circle. Maybe I'll do the blue one. This collection has this beautiful powder blue that I don't think I've seen in any other of her collections, and it's so pretty. And his shirt is blue, so I kind of love using it there. And then I'm going to put a little bit of foam behind this guy. It's definitely colorful. So 43 years ago yesterday, I was at a jazzercise class, jazz hands, And I stopped by John's apartment on my way home because his apartment was kind of in the neighborhood. And I'm there in my sweaty gym clothes, and he has flowers and went to his fridge and pulled out a let's see, I'm gonna put that there maybe. Pulled out a bottle of champagne and came out and got on one knee and asked me to marry him. July 10th, 1981. And I think I'm going to put that right there. And the funny part of the story is the next, when we went back to my house and I made dinner for us. James was at his dad's in Oklahoma, and he was 7, and so we called him and I talked to him for a little bit, and then John got on the phone and said, "I wanted to tell you that I've asked your mom to marry me." And James says, "Well, what did you do when she said no?" So that's kind of the still, I like having that whole one right there. There in the tags, I don't have any hot pink, and I want hot pink in this composition, so I'm putting it there. And I'm going to use all of these that I fussy cut. I'm going to probably, you know what I did? I forgot the washi tape. Let's do the washi tape. Push this stuff out of the way here. And I have all these washi tapes from all the Vicki Boutin collections, except the latest one. I'm tending towards a stripe like this one from Sweet Rush, although the pencils on black kind of, I don't have to do the same at the top and at the bottom. The pencils on black really I love, and I don't think I've used it, so I have to find out where to start it. And there's a stripe that I think came from maybe Where to Next that I also like a lot here. I'll do that, and then I'll tuck it under the flower there. Okay, now do I want to use that same one up at the top? It might look better if I did that. That kind of surprises me because I was going to use this stripe, but I like the pencils. And let's see. That should go right there. And I'll tear that off, and then I'll figure out how to tuck it under the pinwheel. Okay, it's actually kind of propping up the pinwheel, and that's never a bad thing. Okay, now I have another one of these guys that I want to use somewhere. How about here? that works. And then I may use these as launching pads for smaller embellishments, you know, some Bramble Fox goodies. So, oh, here's another blue one. Maybe I'll use that. Right there. That works for me. I think I had thought of that. Oh, I guess I was probably going to use it up there, but now I don't want to cover the tape. Okay, so now these next embellishments all have kind of sort of a significance in the 40 some odd years, 40 years we were together. I'm just going to go ahead and say it that way. There were lots of hibiscus and cameras and tropical fish and airplanes and seagulls and starfish and cars and global travel and all kinds of things involved in that time together. I'm gonna put that there, but I want something else there. Something else that's kind of pretty. Maybe ooh, okay. Here's in the sticker book for Bold and Bright, there are some kind of color-coded bits. I really like how these tabs have florals on them. So I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to overlay this on that. I like the contrast of those colors. And I want enough of that tab to still show up above there. So that's pretty full. I don't think I'll put anything on here. Right here, I'm going to add the seagull because we're out on a sailing trip and there were seagulls involved on that sailing trip. In fact, we lived and worked, I worked not too far from where this lake is that we're sailing in. And if I parked my car, and I had a Miata convertible, if I parked my car on the top deck of the parking garage at work, I'd have signs that seagulls had been in the neighborhood, had been in the area. I'm going to add this little starfish up here in the center of that, kind of just slightly offset from center. And I'm going to add this little tropical fish here because we sailed out to the flower gardens and there weren't tropical fish per se, but there were colorful coral reefs. There's a car that I want to put, I need a leaf right there, but I have some small dots that I'm gonna use. I'll do the car, since this was a car trip, I think I'm gonna put the car here. That was a road trip. This was international, so I'm going to go ahead and put it right here. I love this little green globe. I'm not gonna do the you and me, but I am gonna use the ampersand, and I'm gonna put it right here. And you know that I love ampersands because they kind of signify togetherness or family or couples or whatever. Airplanes were involved for sure in our life. I'd like to maybe calculate how many flights we took, especially when we were working overseas. I'm going to put a plus sign here. Again, kind of for me, a symbol of doing things together. And I'm going to put this one maybe right here. And there are some plus signs on the sticker, one of those thicker sticker sheets. I'm going to go, where do I want this arrow? Maybe right here because there isn't anything there. But let me see if the sticker book has anything that might be cuter there. Ooh, I like this that says full of magic, and it's there. This is something that's new in this collection. It's a kind of icon that hasn't been there before. This little flagpole with a flag, and I love it. I'm going to let the flagpole stick to the I almost need it. It's almost too, but you know, I kind of like it. And then there's room for my arrow. I can do that, and it kind of comes over the hole a little bit, and that is perfectly fine with me. And now there's still room for the arrow right where I was going to put it, kind of right there. And now some small things. Let's see what we have. I love this little black heart right here. And I am going to add the ladybug, an alligator, a bee, and a squirrel for the kids. And I may kind of, but I'm going to find or make really tiny ones. So I am going to do my interlocking hearts. And I'm going to do them kind of right here. And I'm not sure where the other heart will come from. Probably from here. There's this one. And I want to do them opposite, and I probably can't now. There. And then this one's going to need some glue because I've stuck it and unstuck it. Okay, that's there. There's a T9C little green heart right there, and a red one that I'm going to put right there. And I have a little T9C plus sign. It'll go there. And another one, another little plus sign. I'll put it down here. Let me get it straight. Okay. And I have some black dots. Well, let's see, that's a whole different thing there. I've got another black dot here that I can put maybe down. Don't want to use it there. I think I'm gonna hold off on it. I'd like something more colorful. So let's look at this sheet. These are metallic and they're kind of a silvery gold, if that makes any sense at all. I'm going to pull a few of the paper stars. There's a couple different shades of pink here. I'm going to place them over some of the patterned papers. There's a purple one, and since I have this purple sheet here, maybe I'll put one of the metallic ones there, and I'll put the purple one here. Let's go with this metallic star that I'll have bridging that and that, and a tiny one here. I'm just going to put it right there in that little conglomeration, and another one, another metallic one. So I have one there. This one just clearly needs to be right here, right on that green pinwheel. And I'm going to call it done. I do have this flare that has a sunflower and a bird, and this bird is a kind of bird that we have in our yard. I'm just not finding a place for it. So that means I need something that's like a sunflower, and these little flowers are sort of like sunflowers. I don't like the white border around them, given the way that I fussy cut these other things. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to add the little icons for the kids, and I'm going to find a small sunflower and probably put it here. I think this little area could use a pop of yellow, and it may be a small one of these, or it may be an actual sunflower. I have those there, and they could probably stand in for sunflowers, but I kind of want to use one of the sunflowers that I have, and that will finish it off. So happy proposiversary to us, and happy day 10 to everyone. Later in the day today, I will have day 11 now that my printer is working. So I thank you for watching, and I thank you for indulging me in this very sentimental, very happy, very wonderful page that brings back just all the best memories. Bye.